Some prey can only be hunted by the Black Panther.
Hello, Mr. So-and-so here. Another video on the Friday summary that now seems to be happening regularly by Agent Pilot, the new community manager. So, if you followed my channel, you already know Black Bolt was part of the new patch, and basically that was the only thing apart from one minor fix. I can't even remember what it was. So it's weird because it says on the official Facebook ad for Black Bolt that he will be a limited time offer, but now Agent Pilot says that you can purchase him via Eternity Splinters on November 2nd. So yeah, that's a bit confusing. Otherwise, what do we have? We already know that there will be changes to the Omega items. A lot of the sets are still bugged, glitched, not working as intended. So several of these things have already been acknowledged, but we don't know when it will be fixed, probably with the next major patch. Otherwise, we already know that we will be able to transfer an Omega set bonus from one item to another. So if you have a great item, great Omega item with great stats like crit and brute damage, for instance, and you have a crappy item with the preferred Omega set bonus, you can transfer that. This won't be happening before November, so up to that point we still need a lot of inventory or storage to keep the items we want to use later. Otherwise, the Stark Tech Suit, the legendary item for Spider-Man's Omega Prestige rank, that will also get a little workover with the next patch. Instead of being specific, the critical hit and brutal strike rating will now be damage tag independent, and also the new signature bonus that the Age of Apocalypse horsewomen got, the 10% chance of resetting the cooldown, that will also be put on Spider-Man's legendary Omega Prestige item now. Otherwise, they already picked a few questions that have been posted in respect of the CEO and executive producer livestream. That will now get a date the beginning of next week, and it should also happen during next week according to Agent Pilot. Otherwise, they still try to answer some of the questions. One interesting question would be by, let's see, it was Random Drive, why characters like Cyclops receive adjustment that are definitely just making them weaker, and characters like Blade, Angela, Scarlet Witch are left untouched. Now, we got some weird motherhood statement there that they try to make everything fun and every build possible, so yeah, that still doesn't answer the questions why weak characters receive nerfs. I don't play Cyclops, but I hear lots of complaints about him, in particular with the changes that he has received since closed beta. Then a question on how legendary items come to be. So yeah, they still don't know exactly where they want to go. So basically the Spider-Man Omega Prestige item, the Stark Tech Suit, was something like a test run, and therefore they are open to changes. Like in this case, they will also put the 10% signature reset chance on the item retroactively, and Psylocke's legendary Omega Prestige item will also be adjusted. The rank 5 boost that gave a 0.5% chance per stack will now give 2%. The Age of Apocalypse event will of course end, then you can't buy the Age of Apocalypse loot box anymore, and the same goes for the costumes. So it hasn't been mentioned if the 4 horsewomen costumes will finally find their way into rotation, but the good thing is I really refuse to call it Operation, the short event consisting of 1.5 areas without Apocalypse That will stay, so you can still farm the items there. It will simply be moved probably to the operation tab. Now, another interesting question here by, I think, Kelias. He was asking, or she, how characters come to be and how they try to make them distinctive and faithful to the source material. And there was some again, motherhood statement paragraph of how they look into the comics and try to make them distinct but still faithful. That doesn't explain, of course, how a character like Black Bolt, even though it has been criticized on PC already, is still shooting his ranged attacks from his arms or hands. So, yeah, basically not answered at all. Then there have been questions on PC about the costume closet, like the option to give you a preview that will be taken into consideration. The achievements for costumes, even though the costume blender is obviously leaving PC, that will still be working, so you can still work on your achievements there. Also, the unbinding on PC will still be done by using unstable molecules, and the item slots 1 to 2 will no longer be bound for PC players. I think that was pretty much it. The only thing that will still be interesting is the fact that the Q&A, probably happening next week, will answer questions not only for consoles but also PC. So I will post the link to this thread, and I will also post the link to the Q&A thread again, so if you have any more questions for Gazillion, you can post them there. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.